evening and welcome to Saturday night's edition of the Tea Room. Hope everybody is well. Let me introduce my two panelists. Without further ado, we have it in the middle. We have Sam from Casual Watch Reviewer. Sorry, yes.
Casual Watch Reviews.
Sorry, Casual Watch. Sorry, I've got my sponsor blocking your all your names off for some reason.
Oh, that's allowed. That's allowed.
Is that allowed? Sorry,
Yeah.
yes. And we have Cherish Time Watches. Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening, everyone.
Good. Hope everyone in the panel is good. So before we start our subject, let's just go through and look at some of the people and see what everyone's saying. Okay. Paul M says hello. Upvote. Thank you everybody for saying upvote. Yes, please upvote. It's good for the algorithms apparently. I'm going up against Watch Art Time Slot apparently. Some guy with a berry and a PowerPoint. Well, I don't know who he is, so we'll move on. Nick Jones, good evening. Good evening, Nick. Matt H. Hi, Tickers. Hope you're having a good weekend. Upvoted. Thank you very much. Yes, Matt, having a good weekend. Not long enough now, only half of it's gone already. Hello, Rolling Mania. Good evening. Batch Guitar, good evening, Watch Gang. As always, hola from Barcelona. Say that every week. My Spanish is getting slightly better. Rolling Mania, upvote again. Good evening. It's Tickers time. Thank you, Mohammed. Rolling Mania says hello to Batch. Okay. Good evening, chaps. Miles Long. Hello, Patricia. Good to see you. Hello to Chili, who's my admin, who always does a good job there, stopping the idiots. They were doing. Got many on here. Bobby G, good evening. Right, so the subject we're going to attack today is the Tudor Blackberry Pro, the new one, versus the Rolex Explorer 2. I suppose it's the same kind of thing as I asked on the last show. Will the itch be scratched with buying the Tudor, a massively less amount of money and heartache at getting hold of? I believe that probably in a few weeks' time, you could probably just walk in and pick one up. I know that Cherish has been to look today, haven't you? Tell us about your story today, then.
Yeah, I called down and I wanted to try to pick one up for the $4,000 asking price versus the $9,500 plus. If you can get it at retail, it's a no-brainer. And I love the yellow hand and I love the 39 millimeters. So I called down and they wouldn't tell me whether or not they had them in stock. They said we're open till 6. Come on down. So I was like, oh. But I didn't want to miss tonight's show, so maybe I'll hit him up next week.
Yeah, so there we have. I think it looks beautiful. I think it's a really, really good-looking watch. There.
Agreed.
Yeah. And agreed. If you look at the Explorer 2, it's probably more like the old original Explorer 2 than the newer one.
Love it.
So let's just bring out. Would everyone agree with that? Yeah.
Yes.
So.
I went into a Tudor AD yesterday as well, and they didn't have any in the window. And there's only the one in Orlando is one of only 2 Tudor boutiques, I should say. But Justin, who runs it, I've got him on instructions that as soon as he gets one in, I would love to come in, take some pictures for the live stream, show everyone.
Oh God, absolutely, yes, please. I mean, so this is the one I think it's supposed to be emulating, should we say?
Yeah. Which
is obviously the original 1655. And look at that price, 28 grand. That is just ridiculous. Yes, I'll save myself 24 grand, thank you, and go for the Tudor.
Right.
Fucking, where do you get them prices from? My God, that's not right. So anybody now anyone in the comments want to agree, disagree, sit on the fence, whatever? What does everybody in the chat think of the Tudor?
I think Paul wrote in. He picked his up today, so maybe he can shoot us a picture or something.
Oh, did you now, Paul? Excellent. Okay. Do you want to show some pictures? Do you want to feel brave and come and bring it on the live stream? If you want, I can always drop the link. I'll drop the link anyhow for anybody else who wants to come on. But it'd be great if you just dropped. If you don't have to show your camera, particularly to your face, if you want to come on and show us the GMT, I would love to see it. And you can tell us all what you think about it. I think I am definitely going to go and have a look. Are there any people in the UK know what this? I mean, Paul M, where are you? Are you in the UK or are you elsewhere, Paul? I'm just wondering what the general availability is at the moment in the UK. Been a few weeks in. Yeah, Paul, please. A few people asking you to come on.
Yeah.
Just to tell us what you think. Just let me say hello to PG. Hello. You just said hello to me a second ago. Thank you very much. Good evening. Oh, he's having a curry. It's all right. I've already eaten. Don't worry about it. Just come on. Sorry. No. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a surefire winner. I mean, is it going to be? Do you think it's going to be hard to get hold of, like the chronograph?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
No. Plus, it'll stop people arguing about that awful Steinhardt that's a rip-off of that original Explorer.
It's true.
People can actually buy the proper thing now instead of,
Yeah.
Are you not a fan of Steinhardt full stop?
Oh, you know that, John. You know that.
Hang on. I know we've talked about Homard before, but I didn't know you were.
Yeah.
Because the Steinhardt is bigger. It's not exactly the same. It is bigger. It's not like for like. It's not exactly the same as the Explorer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what job you want as a watch designer if you're if you're lazy and you don't want to you don't really want to put a lot of effort into Steinhardt's watch designer department, crying out for watch designers. All you do is you get the old Rolex catalog,
Right.
and you start thumbing through the pages, and you're like, oh, that's an interesting design that we might be able to rip off.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not a fan of the Cyclops, but think about it. If you would get the Tudor, and then I already priced it out because I'm like OCD, to add in the Cyclops, a 2.5 Cyclops like the Rolex, would be about $25, which is nothing. Can you imagine what that would look like with a Cyclops on it?
I haven't thought
With
of
the
that.
yellow hand, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. What?
Yeah.
So you could have that done? You priced it up, have you?
I did, yeah. I called my Rolex AD, and their watchmaker has them in stock.
Oh, really? And they'd stick it on a Tudor for you?
They would, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know it's like a no-brainer for $25. It would change the whole dynamic of the watch.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the date on a watch. I'll only buy watches now that have the date on them, and I think that's
really
worth a go.
Are you that OCD, Sam?
Really. I've just come to terms with it. I think I've always been that way, but I've just come to terms with it now that I need the date on a watch.
But now that I'm over 50, I can't see it regardless. Like when I set my watches, I don't even set the date, and people are like, "Oh, you got the wrong day." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't see it anyway."
Wow, that's interesting. I think that I'm in front of a camera or a phone, enough to know that.
See it.
I'd really, it certainly wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. You know what I mean?
I know, but how nice would that look with the Cyclops on it? I think it would just make it pop.
I think so.
I'm not a fan of the Cyclops.
No,
I won't be putting one on. I mean, you hear about people, don't you, who actually remove Cyclopses, don't they?
They do, yeah. It's more the
especially
opposite.
Rolexes. You've got stuff on YouTube.
Show you how to take it off.
How to pop it off. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You'd actually I mean, how much would that devalue a Rolex by removing the Cyclops?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I tried to do it on an Invicta Pro Diver once, and it was extremely difficult.
Really?
To do. Yeah, I tried the nail polish. I tried the heating it up with I think I tried to heat it up with a soldering iron. I tried to heat it up with the hair dryer. It was extremely difficult to do.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know whether Rolex. I'm sure it's Rolex are using the similar glue to what the Invicta is using, or if not better.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that easy.
And what method do they suggest as being the one to use then?
I think it depends on who you watch. I know there's a heat method with a lighter. There's a method with using nail polish remover.
I couldn't. Yeah, I just
try at your own risk. This is not an endorsement of those methods on the Tea Tickers channel.
Remember, we're talking about Invicta Pro divers. We're not talking about a Tudor or a Rolex.
That's true. That's true. Try every practice on your
right
Invicta Pro diver first.
Yeah, your $60, Seiko Movement Pro diver, which is a beautiful watch. I've had them over the years.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, when I was looking at GMT, generally, and I spotted this. I think Tim Wright might have mentioned this one a couple of weeks ago. But what do we all think of the Longines?
Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, I love it.
Is that coming in at 40 as well? 39, 42? Where are we with
that? 42. That's 42. So they're calling it. I don't know what they're meaning by a true GMT. I mean, is it the Tudor a true GMT?
Well, I think true GMT, if I'm not mistaken, somebody will correct me in the comments, refers to the fact that it'll jump the GMT hand will jump. It's like a jump hour. It will jump to the next time zone, and it will actually also go the kind of increment in between.
Oh, right.
So if it's like half past, it will go to the increment where it's in between the two numbers. I think that's what it means by true GMT instead of it being.
Oh, okay. I've never actually owned a GMT, so
yeah, no, I would agree. So my rupiah and my Batgirl, that's how it works. So to set the date, you have to move the hour hand.
Right, got you. Yeah, it's very vintage inspired dial, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're doing some great things, Longines. I'd buy that. I'd buy that the Longines Legend Diver if the hour hand didn't look like quite so phallic.
I do. I would agree with that. Absolutely. I've wanted that watch for a long time, but that always does turn me off.
Yeah.
What do we think of the Fotina on here? I mean, it's supposed to be, it is false patina in it on that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more goldy, isn't it? I think than the brown, but like you say, it's hard to see the. It looks like they've got other options without it, but with those gilt hands comes with the.
And if you look at the hand, I mean, it looks like a large hour hand. It's like it looks to me as if it's nearly hitting the end of the. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, I would wait until I try to pick this up secondhand. Out of like Watch Recon or something to get. I don't know if I would drop $3K on that. I'd have no problem dropping $4K on the Tudor though.
Right. Okay. So how much? Let's have a look how much it actually is. So it says sub 5,000. Let's just get an absolute price on it. So just trying to look if there's any other options apart from bracelets. They don't only do any strap options with it.
Yeah. Did you know that Longines is? I think somebody in the comments will know this. I think it's either China or Japan where that is the first luxury watch that you ever buy. So it's it's like a graduation gift and things like that. Is Longines is the gift? I think it might be China, but that's why they do so well. That's why they've been around for so long. Is that that's like an introductory luxury watch, whereas it's probably equivalent to like Hamilton or something like that over here.
Wow! Thanks for the information. I did not know that.
So is that based? I mean, what it says it's based on. I mean, is it a modified ETA?
Yeah, I think they add extra bits, don't they? Like Hamilton do.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I must admit. So it's COSC. So yeah, unless that ETA is COSC, it's quite okay. Silicon balance spring. Okay. So $2,950 on a leather strap and $3,050 on a bracelet. That's pretty cheap, isn't it?
Maybe that's what they added. Maybe they added that silicon balance spring.
Yeah. You see, we'd get ripped off here, then that'd be £3,000 in England, where you get $3,000, which is
I think that's a decent price.
£2,300. We just get ripped off over here.
Georgia wrote, it may be I lost him. It may be the first to buy, but it's the first to get rid of.
Really?
I've had a few, and they didn't remain very long. All my Longines came and went. So
yeah. I've actually never owned one. I've never owned a.
I've never owned one, but that model, I think that model is quite nice. I don't know, you know. Is there a YouTube video of how to remove
the 5 stars off the dial?
5 stars off the dial.
5 stars. Right.
Hey, that's you usually see that on. Isn't there a Orient watch that has that? Isn't there an Orient 5-star or something?
I believe there is. Yeah.
That's.
I must admit, that's a bit kind of.
I like that.
You really,
It's like a rating, isn't it? It's like you're rating yourself 5 stars.
Rating their own
employee of the month.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an interesting question for the panel as well as the comments. Should you expect to get a discount from Tudor? Because that would be the first Tudor I've ever purchased.
Oh, good question.
I don't know.
I bought my Black Bay 58 from an AD that had. It was in the I don't know if you know Vegas well, but it's that one in the Venetian. It's called Horologio or something. And he was offering. We showed us all, and he was offering us discounts on Omegas, discounts on Grand Seikos. But when it came to the Tudor, it was like, yeah, we can't do anything. But he gave me a scented candle though, so there you go.
Malthus seems to think 100% yes.
Oh,
really? I didn't know whether to try.
The question is that country specific? I mean, if you get it 100% in the UK, does that mean you're guaranteed to get? If 100% you get a certain percentage in the UK, does that mean you're guaranteed to get it in America? Don't know. I mean, that could be.
I don't know.
You'd imagine the rules would be the same, but
I'm trying to follow the comments.
Somebody's saying here, yes, you can get a huge discount if you buy it in the grey market, but I've never seen like the hot ones, like the Black Bay 58. This Black Bay. We're talking about these, the Black Bay Pro.
I disagree. I disagree because grey market is usually higher than ADs because usually they're off. What I found about the grey market dealers, I know that the people have bought them from the dealers and flipped them, and that's what the grey market picks them up.
Yeah, let's look on Joma. Let's look
on surprised to hear a grey market dealer that's. I mean, Tudor, you're going to get it at retail. It's not going to go. You are going to get one at retail at dealers. But I've never known a grey market to be cheaper than
AD.
No, there's the Black Bay 58s, the Black Bay 58 and the Tudor GMT. The Black Bay 58 is bang on. This is on Joma Shop, the biggest grey market online watch dealer. Same price. The Black Bay GMT, they've got 2% off, which is you save yourself like $100 here ish. Obviously with the tax and everything.
Because we went down to the AD, my wife and I, 2 weeks ago. We're going to go down and see my father-in-law. It's his 78th birthday. So I wanted to get him the Black Bay Blue, but they didn't have it on the bracelet. And it's going to be too hard if it's on the NATO. I could just see in his, he's got tile floors in the kitchen. I could just see him putting it on with the NATO, slipping. And so had they had it, I would have grabbed it. But and I didn't know whether or not, so I'm interested what everybody says, if I should have asked for a discount.
So an interesting thing today, Jody from Just One More Watch, he's done a review of the Tudor root beer. It's from his mate. He's got a mate called Mr. X, who's apparently wadded and got everything. He's got FXD, got everything. Comes up with a lot of expensive watches, Rolex and everything. And Mr. X has just got a Tudor root beer, but interestingly, he bought it on the leather strap, not the bracelet. So obviously money wasn't an option, obviously, because he's got fuckloads of money.
Yeah.
I always thought the thing about the root beer is not just the face and the bezel, but it's the two-tone bracelet that makes it, isn't it?
Agreed. Yeah.
That's the thing. I was very surprised that's the option he went for. I thought this Mr. X is on a bit of a Tudor buying spree, and he's bought quite a few recently. But he bought it on the leather strap with a deployment. Well, it was lovely. The leather strap looked right, and the deployment was really nice. But I thought to myself, hang on, I thought that was the thing about the root beer. The strip going down the middle, down the middle of the bracelet, the different two-tone colours. Oh, that's what really I think that's what it was all about. So it did surprise me.
Right. Personally, I never buy a watch on if it comes in a bracelet, I never buy it on a strap. I always buy the bracelet because you cannot. We can go on eBay. I can't, Bark and Jack. We can go a gazillion places for leather straps, NATO straps, but I want to buy it with the bracelet because you're not going to get it back.
I totally agree with you. And that's what I ended up selling my Black Bay 58. In fact, AB at Watch Collecting Strategy did a video about how a lot of Tudor Black Bay 58s are flipped. But one of the things that really annoyed me about it was at the time it was still new and they didn't have a catalog price for the bracelet and they only had it on the NATO in the store. And I begrudgingly bought it on the NATO because that NATO is nothing special. No. I mean, Crown and Buckle sell one that's very similar. And afterwards, they emailed me, and with the tax and everything, it was going to be $800 that bracelet aftermarket. I was so annoyed.
Yes, of course.
It kind of spoiled the watch for me a little bit, and the fact it hasn't got a date. But it did kind of ruin the experience for me. I'd say I've seen the leather, and the leather looks really good with the deployant clasp, but I wouldn't. Unless you're intending to put it on a different strap, I wouldn't make a beeline for the NATO. Like you, I try and get it on the metal.
Always on the metal, yes. Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, Tudor bracelet's supposed to be rubber. What was your bracelet like, Sam, on your 58? Was it rubbish or was it?
I bought it on the NATO. I couldn't get the break. I couldn't justify the 800 for it. I bought the strap code one, and I think at the time the strap code one they just made them, and mine I didn't love it, to be honest. I think they might have got better with them now, but
because Palm's got one. I'm interested to see when Palm comes on later. How old his bracelet is? Because he's got 58 on a strap code bracelet, and I tried it on when I saw him last. It was fine. It was lovely. So. Whether they improved or whether they do two different models of strap of bracelet for it, but if I had a 58, I'd be tempted to get one on a strap and then buy a strap code bracelet. Definitely.
Right, but going back to the root beer. So I'm lucky enough to have the Rolex root beer, and the bluesy. So would I buy either of those on a NATO or a leather strap? No, never. So I find it interesting that Tudor's, or Mr. X, whoever you mentioned, John, went ahead and bought it on a leather strap. I don't get it.
It's just really, really confusing, especially that model. I mean, obviously anything else, like a Black Bay 58 on a leather strap with a deployant would look pretty good. Rather than saying that the NATO was probably not all that for whatever 150 quid or whatever it's worth, but 100% that model, especially with those center links of a different color, is kind of what makes the watch half the blinginess of it is.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, it looks like Brent added in the comments here that he was quoted 900 for the Black Bay 58 for his blue version. So they've gone even further up the chain with the bracelets, and that's really naughty. That NATO that I got, that should have been a little extra that you got in the box. It should be the only option. And I totally agree with you on the root beer. That it completes the look, doesn't it? The bezel going down to the center links.
I'm reaching into my NATO straps. I mean, why would I buy a watch with a NATO? I mean, it makes no sense.
Going on to the strap, this is completely just. I was thinking about this the other day, and then I just saw that reminding me. Does anybody know? Does anybody make any kind of special cases that just have for watch straps? You can put them in. So does anybody do anything that you just to put watch straps in? I've got a fuckload in bags of different sizes. I think it'd be great if you had something like a special container. It's almost like. Hello, dragons. I'm a watch collector, and I've got an idea for you. This is the container for,
I joke that I've joked on the podcast a load of times that I'm more of a actual watch strap collector than I am a watch collector.
Yeah, I have got more straps. 18s, 20s, 22s, the odd 26. Yeah, I've got loads of them, and they're just in bags with marked up 18, 20, and 22. And it's I always get frustrated and think, I could do better.
I know I bought a bunch for my Panerai, and I thought, I had seen it. I was like, wow, that looks great. And they collect dust. I do not use the NATOs on the Panerais at all. I had some beautiful straps made out of Poland. And I have the original and the rubber and stuff and the bracelets, but I don't even know what to do. Sometimes I want to just put them up for a fire sale. And get $1 for every $50 I spend.
JJ said, always buy a watch and a bracelet. Yeah, I agree totally. That's what the mate said, always. Buying a bracelet.
No, the panel agrees. Because
you'll always sell better if you sell at the bracelet, can't you? You'll always be, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm with you, Cherish. I wouldn't buy a leather strap. I wouldn't buy a leather strap from a watch manufacturer where I'd always try and buy one aftermarket. So I've got like a friend, a couple of people I know that make leather straps, like Mikola from Mancade Leather,
$1.99 super sticker. Sorry.
No. Somebody actually commented here, said, "What's wrong with the Black Bay 58 OEM bracelet? It's comfortable and wears well." Yeah, I wish I'd got it. I wish I'd had my Black Bay 58 on that bracelet.
I've just read comments somewhere. People just say that it is a bit cheap. I don't know where it's.
Really?
What's the clasp like on it? Is it just like pressed steel clasp? I wonder if anyone can. Yeah, if anyone's got one, actually, the proper one, if you can just tell us what when it's any good or not.
Right.
I've heard various people saying, various reviewers say it's not all that for a $3,000, $4,000.
Not that we're endorsing them, but Colored makes some beautiful Italian leather straps and really reasonable. I mean, I have multiple 2019s, 21s, and 22s, and they wear beautifully.
Sorry, guys, I missed the super chat. My apologies. Thank you very much, Rolly, pointing out. Muhammad Ali, £4.49. Recently bought a Longines Spirit titanium. Lovely watch. Oh, cool. Okay.
That's the one without the date. That's the pilot's one with no date on it, I think.
That's an interesting question. How are you guys on the panel? How do you feel? I've never connected with a titanium watch. I don't know why. I need to feel the weight. How about you guys? Do you enjoy the titanium?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the FXD is titanium, and I love it. Yeah.
It makes great titanium watches, and I'll go on record on YouTube saying this. I think Citizen makes some of the best titanium watch and bracelet combinations.
Yeah.
I had a little they
Echo drives and stuff.
Yeah, they have this Duraco or Duratech titanium that really doesn't scratch that easy. But you're right. I had a small Citizen watch that was in titanium, loved it. But then I had the Omega X33, the original one, and that was in titanium, and I didn't love that for being in titanium. Yeah. But I think you're right. It's the measure of a great watch company if they can machine a titanium case. Yes. Well, and obviously Tudor pulled it off with the FXD, according to
Yeah. So here we go. This is the it's quite a small watch, isn't it? It's like almost like a G. How big is it? 40 mil. Oh, it just looked a bit smaller, perhaps because it's got no bezel. You think it looked like G10 size, but it's a bit bigger.
Yeah. So, I love the look of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You can always tell that I've got to know that you can tell that the dull finish now on titanium. Because a couple of years ago, I had a homage. Let's look at
from a fromage.
A homage of No Time to Die, and of course. Then when you pick up the real one, because I reviewed it a few weeks ago, or whatever, you can just tell the finish straight away. That dull kind of finish, which is titanium.
I can't. I know my wife. She's got a great collection of watches, but even she saw the Pelagos a couple of weeks ago when we were looking for my following, and she thought it was like a cartoon watch. It just didn't. I can't connect.
Oh right, I must admit, I did say when the first time I think I picked up a titanium one that you sort of like your brain wants to think of the quality of a watch is based on the weight of it, a hefty watch. People think that, but you really have to sort of like get that out of your mind and realize what you're looking at. I mean, there's different grades. There's grade 2 and grade 5 of titanium. They don't always use a different. Which ones are stronger? I believe 2 are stronger than 5. I think.
I
think it is.
I know I've made in the past the mistake when I first was reviewing watches. I made the mistake of saying that titanium was more scratch resistant than steel. Little did I at that time I had no idea, and people rightly corrected me that hey, this is just as easy, if not easier, to scratch a titanium watch. That's why I think Citizen do a good job. In fact, Mank Watch there is saying that Citizen underrated, and I actually totally agree. Yeah,
you know. Well, here's another thing, and I don't know if you guys would agree, and this is going to be nuts. I've owned multitudes of Breitlings, but one of my favorite movements of all time is the 7750. So when you spin your wrist around a little bit and you get that wobble, it feels like the watch is on your wrist.
Yeah,
things like that, you know.
That's
much better. I love
I've got some Citizen stuff. I've got a Pro Diver that was basically issued. Well, it wasn't an issued one, but it's the same model that's been issued to the Marine Nationale. I think the Citizens are great. I love Citizen watches.
Yeah, really well made. They put Citizen Seiko to shame in that sort of mid range. I think.
No, agreed.
Irish Watchman, how are you, sir? Okay.
How you doing, guys? Sorry for the late.
Have you dispatched the family off? You could have got to join the stream.
Got him to go. That's the thing. I couldn't say, "Come on, guys, 9 o'clock tickers time."
Come on the stream. Have any of them got any nice watches?
They said join in as the audience. So I said no. In the background and sitting behind me, but I declined the offer. How are you guys anyway? Everyone good? So you carry on. I don't want to break the flow of the show.
No,
we're all good. So, just quickly, what do you think of the our first subject, basically the Tudor GMT,
the new Pro?
Hello, my friend.
Hey, Matthew.
Hey, Alan. The studio.
Yes,
the studio. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's I like it. I think it's really good. And you're comparing it to the Explorer 2 as well, weren't you?
Yes. So, would it scratch that itch?
I think it could actually,
especially the old one, which is 28 grand versus 4 grand for the
the vintage. I mean, I think if you want the vintage one, you would go for the vintage. But I think if it'd be a nice to have. You'd get that one and you'd be happy. I think, and then you probably wouldn't even.
Well, but I suppose if you wore the vintage one and you didn't want to trash it up, you could then wear one of them. It kind of looks like it reminds you what you've got in the safe.
Proxy watch. Yeah, that you could.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
No, I think it's brilliant. It is. As soon as I saw it when they released it on the Watches and Wonders Day, I thought this is amazing because I've always liked the 1655, and to see that them make that, I thought, wow, that is. It's a bit cool on the wrist, but I think it's still a really good watch.
And you're getting 70 hours of power reserve on both. You know, for the price difference is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is huge.
Sorry, I just saw a massive clock, but for a second I just looked and we looked again with his name, massive clock. What? What was got it? Oh, right, a massive clock, right. Right, deceiving me. Oh dear. Hello, my friend, your pod's working now?
I think so. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes.
It's really clear, very clear.
I've got one, and the other one's.
Yeah, but are you using your mic now?
Yes, yeah, I'm up on this one, but the
fine.
pods...
You may need to be. Is it a Shaw mic?
It is, yeah.
You may need to put the microphone volume up slightly. On the slider of the Shaw. There's some Shaw software you can, or do it in StreamYard. There's a slider under the microphone to put the slider up on StreamYard.
I'm a low then. I'm really low.
But not really. You need put it up a midge. Not too low, but up a midge would be really great.
Okay.
But it sounds really clear. It sounds as clear as you
very
clear.
I can see crystal clear.
Because you're using a decent mic. Yes,
my
absolutely.
headset. Well, I think I've discovered the problem because my left pod doesn't work. It's died.
Right. Well,
That's finished.
100% that your microphone will be a million times better than using AirPods. That's what
Perfect.
Yeah.
everybody else is using, so that's good. Right, okay, so, okay. We've got Brian. Hello, Brian, from an undisclosed location within the world. How you doing?
Brian.
Yeah, I can't tell you where I am, but can you hear me?
We can.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear you
we can
fine.
hear you
Yes,
loud
we
and
can.
clear.
Okay, good. Now,
Brian,
now I can-
thank you. Look what arrived on Saturday.
oh, good, and it made it in one piece.
Yes, sir, it did. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, they all make it. I tell you what, they've all made it round the world without any issues whatsoever.
It did. How fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see.
OC joining the stream.
Ooh, wow, look at this.
Hey, OC.
All-star
Hey,
panel.
UC,
All-star panel. Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you
Don't-
very much for
don't-
joining.
Don't you like how I can just automatically join you, crash your stream?
Yes, you know, yes. And use
Somebody's got a
the power
wrench.
use and abuse the power that you've got,
That's
OC.
right.
Why not, hey?
You know, it's such an illustrious panel. I couldn't resist. What a great
Well,
panel
that's
tonight.
fine. I did drop you the link to send you the invite earlier, so yes, not that you needed it. You can just bulldoze your way in anyhow, but, you know. It's nice to actually just give you the link.
Taking over. I'm taking over.
Take
The
it
OC
over.
show. Yeah.
Oh,
Brian,
Is that
what's
Langer
behind?
one?
Watch.
Langer 1? Brian?
oof.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Brian.
Wow.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of construction going on, but that store is still open.
No.
Ooh,
Have they got a 222 in there? Handy? Have they got one handy, have they?
No, I've been in there, and the closest thing they had to a watch was a gold complete calendar.
No.
Everything,
Oh, you-
everything else was decorative. Yeah,
So
so
you're in the Venetian.
oh, somebody guessed where I am.
Undisclosed. Yeah, undisclosed location. Yeah.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
Here,
remember Venice
Look.
looking like that.
look how big that big pilot is.
Wow.
Yeah. No, they're doing a bunch of work down here on the on these shops. Not much to look at.
Oh, but you can't go in there with a strict live stream and have a look at something unique then?
No, I did. Well, I'll take a walk upstairs and go by the multi-brand shop that I actually like, and they're really nice people. And I asked them about coming in.
Any
and
Tudor
they said
dealers? Any Tudor dealers?
no. Yeah, they have Tudor there, and they put me on the list for the Pro.
Oh, another one on the foot wants a pro,
Nice.
eh? Wow.
Yeah, why not?
Wow.
Yep.
Excellent.
Horologio in there is good.
Yeah, yeah, and they're really nice people. But we'll take a ride up the escalator.
Excellent. Right.
It's a
Well,
big
each
long
time
one.
now at 22:22 to have a game called Rate My Shitter.
Oh, I hate this game. How dare you call watches that S word? That's terrible.
Yes. So just hang on, guys. Here we go.
And now it's time to rate my shitter.
I'll never get tired of that.
I
Get
will.
the sound. Did you guys?
Yeah. We could have got to do a live one then, couldn't we? In the middle of an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I'm in an undisclosed
That'd be
vacation location.
Oh,
What
So
is
here
this?
we are. So what do you all think of this?
it's a big no from me.
Oh, straight away. Not even giving it any kind of thought whatsoever.
None. What's the brand? I can see it.
Just
Parnis.
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 Oh my god.
Is that the reason,
Yeah.
Sam? Parnis.
Yeah, 100%.
I've never even heard of them.
They
What, you've
basically
never
they
heard of
usually
them?
make
You've
they
never
usually
heard
make
of them?
rip-offs of other watches. This one doesn't look like a direct rip-off, but I mean it might be a bit of a.
It's a squint. If a squint and it's a Submariner, no?
Well, it's a bit weird because I'm going to try and find another picture that I've got. Which I've got sent this one as a second picture, but there's another picture, which has got a picture of the dial, which looks a bit different. Okay, let's just have a look. We've still got
you'll find their harness on Amazon. If you look at a watch, you're like, oh, they're selling Omega Seamasters, and then as you dive into it, it's the it's usually a harness.
Homage. Harness homage.
Yeah, fromage.
Yeah.
Fromage. Stinks that bad.
Right, so I'm gonna look at the other pictures now. The picture which I thought, where is it? This one.
Doxing.
Look at the dial. Look at the dial. It's got the waves on the dial. Look at the fucking. That's what really made me want to vomit.
That's a lot of watch for $40.
Is he trying to be a fucking seaman? I mean, owning a proper Seamaster, I thought it made me vomit a bit, thinking it's trying to copy the Seamaster dial.
Yeah.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
Badly as well. Badly. Not in a nice way.
There we go. Even
lovely.
harness on the massive. So, yeah, no. Are we going to rate this in? Well, we're going to rate this in terms of tea. So what we going for here? The usual tradition, what we do. What kind of tea is it, guys?
Oh, it's the water that you descale the kettle with.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That one in. I love that.
Straight in there.
Oh my goodness.
Love it.
Wow. So that's not even a head tea. It's dirty water.
That's not even hospital tea.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so we'll go with
Wow.
Samu's condoned it. OC, what do you think of this?
I think we've got a new lower than hospital tea now. Descaling water.
If you take the brand off it, it's not a horrible looking watch. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
I agree with AC. I don't know the name. Obviously, it's a bad brand, but it doesn't look terrible. It just
okay. From what I know about Parnis is that there's not one factory. They kind of just anything that's built in China. They have about 4 different places can be a Parnis. There's about 4 different Parnis factories or something. I don't know. It's a bit of an odd going on there. It's not just one Parnis factory. Not defending in any way, but I'm just saying that's
trip tree.
It's not just one brand, but yeah, it's fucking horrible. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great brand, but if you took the brand off, it's got gilt indices and gilt hands. It's not awful. It's not awful. I think. Come on.
No, Darren Wright said that's dirt. Okay, now Matt H said it's British Rail tea. Now, how far are you going back, mate? Because British Rail haven't existed since 90. I worked at Network Rail in the mid-90s, and then British Rail before then. British Rail was like eight in the 80s. Well, I can't remember what British Rail tea was like. Showing your age off now, mate.
Buying nicked paint.
Can't remember when I last had a sewer water tea, but never mind. Okay.
God, that's wow, that's bad. It doesn't get worse than that, does it?
Starbucks tea, it's fucking shit. I tell you from Manchester, fucking shit. Excellent. Think you don't like Starbucks tea then, Mank. Excellent, right. So would someone rather have a ball or a ball watch or a parnis?
I'd rather have a kick in the balls.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ball is a great brand.
Really?
Ball's good, isn't it?
It's Ball's really good.
Brand.
Possibly,
yeah.
Fair enough.
But I would rate this as Tesco value basics value tea bag. If you took the name away, because I don't know anything about the name. The look of the watch isn't that bad. It's not hospital tea. It's just if the movement and everything. I mean, if the work, it's a terrible brand. Then you'd go to Tesco Value Basics Tea.
Okay, Rowley says that your mic has a slight buzz. It's picking up every keystroke and mouse click.
Okay. I'll turn it down a bit now then.
Okay, you're not. Yeah, but that one, the mouse click's not. I think the mouse click. I don't know if it's coming from the clicks or whether it's underneath the bench.
Jaden's behind me.
All right,
clicking away.
I think it's probably a setting where it picks up a noise from around you. You can turn that off on your control panel. I don't know which one it is on the.
Have you got a mouse mat, Mo?
Yep.
You got a mouse mat? Okay.
BQ watches.
Oh, yes.
Sponsored mouse mat.
Beaky watches.
Sponsored.
So, forming closest. American tea tragedy. Bagging cup of cold water. Microwave. Is that how you Americans make tea? Please tell me, Cheris, that you don't do that.
I have done that. I have to agree. I have done that.
Really?
Confession time.
It is. Before I became enlightened.
So a few months ago, before you joined the panel, then.
Yes, sir. That's fair to say.
You put cold water.
Yes. With the tea bag in and put 1 minute.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Sorry. But I'm a better person now.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, you've come to confession and you are forgiven.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Right. David H. $10. Thank you, David H. Great panel. Upvote everyone. Yes, thank you. Please vote. So Darren Wright says, happy shopper tea for the corner shop.
No, that's probably more like it, yeah. I remember having. They still make those.
It's probably where the hospital get their tea from, isn't it? The happy shopper 40 bags.
Poundland.
Poundland. God, do they have a Poundland in America?
No, but we love them when we come over to the UK.
Oh, of course, you know more about England than I do. I keep forgetting, Brian. Yes, of course you do.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll speak American for you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll adopt you, I'm sure. Okay. I understand that BRT was way back. So how about QTT? That instant power. Oh, that instant shit. I remember that. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, yes, awful. Instant tea in a jar. I think PG Tips did it, don't they? Oh, fucking hell! That way someone once gave us some of that. I brought it into work or something. I think I spewed nearly. Okay. Cherish time. What were the straps you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I was just going to type it on the other computer. Color red. Let's see if I can pull one out. Several.
Yeah. It's like a family-run Italian business, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it coming up? Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Beautiful straps. And they last forever. I have several. This is just one. I wanted to get a blue. So, yeah, you can't go wrong. And it lasts forever.
Okay. Right, Patricia has just sent a watch. I'm going to have a look at it and see if it's... that's the shitter, but I'll leave it till next time, Patricia. But that's all right. We don't get that many, unfortunately. So we're gonna do one shitter per episode. So yours is gonna be the next one. Trust me, it will be. It does qualify.
Can you check private chat, please?
Just show the bag. That's how you make a cuppa. And Brian looking cool there with his pipe.
Looking like the man.
Yeah. Had to come outside to light it.
Danny Ocean.
What's the smoking regulations inside regarding pipes? Does that not?
No. No, I can smoke it as long as I'm in a casino or in the bar, but usually there's no place comfortable to sit. So.
Oh, okay.
So come outside. The weather.
Can you smoke over there in the same place like a normal cigarette?
No, it's just Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it that fucked up that you can just do what you want? Is that right?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No smoking regulations in Vegas?
Yeah. In the casinos and stuff, you can smoke. It's really weird. You can smoke cigars, cigarettes, probably a pipe as well. But the rest of the US, as far as I know, is banned indoor smoking.
Obviously, they don't want the punters thinking I'm not going to come in and pay money, spend money in a casino if I don't smoke. Wow.
Yeah, except a cigar shop. You can smoke in a special cigar shop.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
These are all people queuing up for a beach club. It's an outdoor nightclub.
Yeah, Dre's, right?
Tao.
Oh, Tao, yeah.
Yep. And it's freaking noisy in here.
Are you wearing the 30 dial sub? the outdoor club, the swingers watch.
Yeah. That watch is older than most of the people in line.
Where did someone get the idea that that Brian was a swinger? I think I might have missed that.
Tim's show. Tim's show.
In Vegas.
Tim did. But I gathered it was, but I just wondered what percentage it
I think it was Tim's view on 30 dials, and then Brian showed one, and then it went from there. Yeah. Tickers, did you see the link I put in the private chat of that Panzer?
No, let me have a look now.
Parnis.
Oh,
So you'll love it. They're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, so Brian's comment there, like some of the casinos don't allow it, but they definitely smoke. Like if you go into the Luxor or something like that, they pump in this vanilla smell to mask it, but 100% they smoke. But they don't smoke in some of the ones like the Vidara and a few of the others. That's their own policy, but as a rule, you can smoke in casinos in Vegas.
Gucci do that as well, don't they? They pump in a smell through the air conditioning. Every store I've been in will smell the same.
The vanilla smell in the Luxor is gross. It gets in your clothes and everything. Anyway, my opinion.
There we go.
So when are they going to stick the
right-hand drive?
Yeah, when are they going to do a left-hand drive? I wonder.
Give the people what they want.
If it takes as much effort. If it takes as much effort as the Rolex models, it'll be out in about a week.
Yes.
I mentioned in a Rolex AD last night. So.
Oh yeah, tell us.
$9.
Yeah, I went into the one in Orlando and then put my name down for the new Datejust 41s, the green dial, the green motif dial, and the blue motif dial. I don't like my chances though, because the lady there didn't even know they'd released a green dial one. But I put my name down for all three, so we could start a clock now if you want, John, and see how long it takes me to get any of them.
3 notes.
Are you going to go in and visit your AD and stay in touch with them and sort of have a chat with them and be friendly with them and take them in Krispy Kremes and the usual bollocks you have to do?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got really friendly with Justin, who actually is the Tudor AD now, just below. He came on the channel a few times, and he actually sorted me out with a blue dial OP. So yeah, I mean, I've got a good relationship with them anyway. But I guess, I mean, I imagine what was good is that because they didn't know there was a green one released, I'm hoping that nobody else has come in and asked for one, because I thought loads of people. I thought they would have been like, oh, not the green dial again, but they didn't. They kind of took my name down, so I'll let you know. I'd love to see it. I'll get one if they have got one, if they do get one in.
That's the one, is it? That's the one you're going to get. Nice. Excellent. So this job comes off, I am definitely going to go to a Tudor dealer and see if I can get a Tudor Pro.
Nice.
Definitely want one of them.
Would you get it on the bracelet?
Get it on the bracelet. So talking about that, sorry, we were discussing before you came on, Night Wristwatchman, the strap code bracelet you've got for your Tudor. When did you get it? Because Sam said he got one. He wasn't particularly impressed with his, but we wondered whether the one you got, your strap code bracelet, was better than like an improved one or something. Or were the two models? Was there a choice of a couple of them?
I don't know. I could have to dig up the emails, but it was about a year ago. Probably
about a year ago. Okay.
Yeah. So there were a couple of versions. I can't remember.
Okay, Sam, when did you get yours? I'm sure your video was longer than a year ago.
Yeah, it was. I think I bought that Black Bay 58 probably 6 months after. No, it was a year after they released. So whatever year they released, I got one. Sort
2019, I'm thinking that'd be.
Yeah, and then Stratcode had just released them, so I got like a first batch. I got the Oyster style one, and I didn't like it because the second link that was, so it had the fixed end link, the solid end link, but the second link rubbed slightly on the lugs. of the Black Bay 58. It kind of took a little edge off it, but I'm sure that's because they were the first ones to do it. I'm almost positive they will have improved that design by now.
So I think I'd get I say I'd get it on the bracelet, but it depends how good. I'd have to read up on how good the GMT, the Tudor Pro bracelet is, whether it's any better than the, you say get it on a bracelet, always get it on a bracelet, but some of these other straps look really, really nice. The hybrid rubber strap looks really, really nice on it.
It's supposed to be a good bracelet because it's got the adjustment. It's got the adjustment on there, and so. And
all right, it's like Christmas. OC's got a new toy and he's playing with it.
Oh, is that OC doing it?
Is that OC
oh yeah,
doing
fucking do right, kids. Yeah, it's
you.
Yeah. So it's not me. No, it's OC. No. But
the adjustment
new bracelet and it's improved. I'd go for it. Yeah, I'd get it on the bracelet. 100%.
I think the Tudor one would be. It's got the faux rivets, which I don't really care about, but it bothers a lot of people. But then that's what they want. And it's gone really weird, quiet.
It got quiet. Yeah, I think it was.
My ears are just deafening silence now.
What happened?
I think Malthred's on mute. Is that what it is?
Is my mic making noise?
Yes.
There's a background kind of. It's picking up. There's a setting on your. I'm sure in your control panel that it's probably ambient noise. That is picking up.
A gain. There might be a gain setting. There's gain and volume or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the fan of a computer, is it, or something?
Yeah, it's like a fan of a computer. It be easy. It might be worth you putting the volume up on StreamYard rather than the volume up on the Shaw software.
Yeah, I did it on StreamYard, but I can't get on Shaw website at the moment. It's down.
And hang on, no, you've got when the microphone gets plugged in, you should have a Shaw. You should have some Shaw software, or you download some Shaw software to go with the microphone.
No, I didn't do it.
You should be able to download. It's called Shaw Motive. You need to download it.
I'll have a look.
Won't come on a CD. You download it off the Shaw website. It's called Shaw Motive, and it pairs up with you. It knows you've got the microphone, and it gives you some different settings.
Shaw's down.
MOTIV Motive, Shaw Motive software off site to go with the mic. 100%. That will fix
no green room yet. Ooh. Work in progress, so see.
Yep. No
right,
worries.
guys, I'm going to wrap this up in a minute because Mr. Tim Wright is on at 10 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for joining me in the chat and everybody on the panel. So thank you, Malfred, for coming in, fixing your pods. Sound is sounding 100% better once you get that software sorted out. Playing about with. Okay, thank you, original OC.
You forgot who was on the panel. You forgot who was on the panel.
No, I was just trying to get names and everything in the right order, and you.
Oh my god!
Screen. Thank you, Casual Watch Reviews. Thank you, Brian, from coming on your undisclosed location within Vegas. And thank you, Night Risk Watchman, and thank you, Cherish Time.
Of course.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Great panel, great discussion, great people in the chat. No drama, no nothing. We just talked about watches. That's all we do, and it's fantastic.
What are you up, Terry?
So anybody else who wants got any more? Thank you to Patricia for sending in her shitter. That'll be done. That's her watch. That is. That'll be done on Tuesday. Anybody else who wants to send any more shitters in, please send to ratemyshitter@gmail.com. Anybody wants to order any merch, please go to the Tea and Tickers website and order it from there. And we will have some sample T-shirts coming up next week at some time. Hopefully maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday. I'll be able to show them and we'll discuss them. So thank you very much. We'll just throw the exit. Thank you.
Good night, guys.